Okay, full disclosure, I've never played the Resident Evil games. I don't play horror games. Horror games freak me out. I, as a lover of horror movies, can dip it in and out of a horror movie and I'm fine. But to be super immersed where I'm controlling a character, fighting zombies or other monsters and shit, nah, can't do it. So I'm going to come to this review of Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City with a completely open mind. I'm not coming to this thinking, oh god, I hope they do something close to the video games, or I wonder if this ties into the Mila Jovovich movies, of which I must have seen a couple back in the day but never watched all of them. So I'm not a huge Resident Evil fan. So this one is directed by Johan Roberts. It's written by him as well. We've got Chaos Scodolero, Robbie Amell, Neil McDonough, and a few others in this movie. And apparently it is Resident Evils 1 and 2 kind of smushed together and combined. So I don't know how well that works, because I don't know if the games take place on the same night or anything like that. So here's me being ignorant, but it does start in a way that I don't like. The movie starts with a dream flashback. And just then I just knew, I was just like, okay, right, this movie's starting on the back foot already. So I'll give you the quick gist. Raccoon City is kind of owned by the Umbrella Corporation, and they've been poisoning people for ages, and now they're turning into zombies and shit. And there's a handful of survivors and stuff just battling the zombies and hoping to get out, etc. etc. And they can't get out because the whole city's cordoned off or whatever. So there's two different stories going on, which makes sense since this is an amalgamation of the first two games. So we've got Chaos Scodolero's character coming back from coming back to Raccoon City. She used to be an orphan there, lived in the orphanage and stuff, and ran away. She's coming back to kind of expose some Umbrella Corporation shenanigans, and then on the other side you've got this group of like cops or whatever, and they're a little too muscular and well trained to be like country cops or whatever, but that's all right. And they go to this mansion to find out what the hell's going on to a previous team that went missing. So while you've got this story going on over here at the mansion, you've got another one going over here at the police station, and eventually these two things will intertwine and they'll interact with each other and stuff. Now, I'm going to take this film on its own merits, because not a Resident Evil gamer, even though I do love video games, and just say this feels like a video game. Feels like a video game to the point where, like, if I'm playing this game, I can see how this would be intense and creepy and all that kind of stuff. But when I'm watching the movie, all I see is a lot of capable macho people just whooping ass the whole time, and then there's some jump scares and shit thrown in. So there's no real tension in this movie. I didn't like feel scared or tense. A couple reasons for that. It does feel video gamey, like normal zombies. Then they'll eventually meet up stronger ones, and they'll meet up even stronger ones. So very video gamey like that. And another thing that kind of lessens the tension for me and my investment in this as a horror movie is just seeing the zombies themselves. I'm sorry, like some of these zombies look CGI. Now, it's not to say they are or anything like that, but some of the zombies like all look real fucked up and stuff, and you can tell it looks kind of CGI or fake. At least that's how it feels to me. I feel like I've seen better zombies in a Romero film. And I mean like, you know, like 70s, early 80s Romero. You know, feel like I've seen better makeup and effects done for zombies in previous movies. That, and some of the animals here have to look like zombified and stuff, and they look kind of fake, so it takes me out of it as well. So yeah, the music's not that great. I think the movie relies on your knowledge of the games for you to be invested and care about the characters that you're watching, and I don't. There's writing on the screen very early on this movie just to give us some details about the background, and I'm like, couldn't you have some characters talk about this in a diner? You got a scene set there. You know, you can use characters to kind of set the stage rather than just writing. No one even reads it out, it's just writing on the screen. I'm just like, okay, you know it's not a book, right? It's a movie. So show us, don't just like tell us and things like that. I'm sure there are a million nods to the video games. looked like there were. I don't know really much about them. But as a horror movie that stands on its own, it's not very scary. It's not really much of interest that's going on, and I think it's a matter of like you've just got to play this game. You want to know what Resident Evil feels like. You got to play it. You can't watch it. It doesn't translate to like because I feel like when you're playing it, you'll be absorbed in the story and in the atmosphere so much that you're going to get invested. But then when you're watching it as a movie, you're just like, this is kind of cliched. This is uncliched. You got Neil McDonough here. He's going to be ultimate bad guy boss. Yeah, he is. Sorry, that's just how they cast him in everything, and it never goes in any unexpected directions, I guess. So, yeah, you don't mind so much if the story's cliched, if the video gameplay is so awesome, things like that. But when you're just watching it like this, it doesn't work and doesn't translate. Points off for me not being incredibly impressed with your zombie designs and stuff as well. Yeah, it's fine. At least it's only an hour and 47 minutes. Not like some of the atrocious movies I watch. I'm looking at you, Matrix, which is like fucking 2.5 hours. So yeah, I feel like if they had just stuck with one game and used all the extra time to kind of flesh everything out more, you'd have something better. But I don't know. They concentrated on 2 and 1. Tried to do too much, I'd say. The story's not that engaging. Sorry, guys.